Is this shaft diesel Toy 36 built here in Italy by Toy Marine? Is this going to be an ideal step up for some of you guys who've owned luxury center consoles? And is it also a bit of a dream boat for many of you guys, perhaps adding to your fleet or your ultimate day/weekender? Keep watching. We're going to have a bit of fun today, and hopefully you can find out. It's a lovely boat to drive. It's very predictable, so you can really boss the parking, look cool, an absolute dream boat. So this is the walkthrough, guys, and for those of you who are using these videos to research boats on which you're interested in buying, yes, there is a detailed sea trial. That's going to be coming up at the end of this video, so watch out for the link at the end of this demonstration. And if you are about to press the button on a purchase, as so many of you seem to be these days, and you want to ask me how it compares with something out there that I may have already driven, or you just want to get a second opinion, go ahead and jump on the Patreon, or just jump on there and look at the extra content that I'm filming about this brand and every brand these days, as I've now spent a total of 3 days here in this beautiful part of the world, learning all about the 36, which is this one with the shaft drive diesels, but also the 39, which is on the same bed, so to speak, but it is different because it has the outboard power, and that is a very cool package, also available to view on my channel page if you're interested. But the first thing, and the reason why I've started out the back here, is this beautiful transom. So many of you, particularly in a part of the world like this, but I see this appealing in Australia and America 100%. You want to have your beach club vibes. This has got the super classic, gorgeous, good looks, which everyone will appreciate. You're going to feel like an absolute rock star on this boat. I actually chose this shirt specifically today because, you know, it's such a cool looking boat. I felt like I had to look cool too. I did choose this silly little Italian hat, which I bought in Via Reggio, but I was advised just to keep the Dan's Boat Life cap going because I was getting a little bit too Italian. So anyway, I'm getting carried away. So we've got a teak-legged swim platform, and on the starboard side, we've got a beautiful big swim ladder which deploys out here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and then it has these handles. So this is one of those luxury models, and that is really, really handy for getting out of the water because you can pull yourself just there. And then you enter the boat on the center line, and then you can do the director's chairs. You do whatever you like out the back here. We've got teak all the way around. We've got these beautiful drop-down Toy Marine cleats, and then rope protectors, and then you've got the teak along the gunnels moving forward. But as you enter the cockpit, it is a low side. We're obviously going for the looks, so perfect for sitting around the back here. Yes, we can protect this whole area in shade. So there are some carbon fiber poles which slot in here, and then a big mesh sunshade can bathe this whole back deck because that attaches to the trailing edge of the roof and protects this area if you need it. We got drains. These all drain overboard, but they essentially go into the boat and then get ejected out in different locations. We've got storage, shore power on the starboard side. This door obviously swings, so you can utilize all these areas for just small bits and pieces. That's the shore power there. And these little fittings here is how you actually attach a fender. So you've got storage for all the fenders below the deck forward, and there would also be some more storage solutions available for tucking those fenders away, which I'll talk about more on the Patreon because I saw a few ideas. We have our pull-out hot and cold swim shower just here, and through this hatch we actually have access to our centerline, center-mounted genset generator battery on the port side. They've got a little teak floor. You can see access to the steering gear as well. And then more storage up on starboard. And then there's also an inverter charger and battery charger located just up in this location below the floor just here. And then come on forward, and what is obviously some beautiful sun lounges. You can do different upholstery colors, different hull colors, and obviously different teak and caulking. It's more of a custom builder is probably the best way to refer to Toy Marine as opposed to a mass production. These guys are much more boutique vibes. But underneath me is the V-Drive shaft diesel. So we've got the 370 horsepower Yanmars, and they're located in here and here. The insulation is fantastic. The vibrations are virtually non-existent. It's a very smooth, luxurious ride, and you can cruise along with holding a conversation at normal speaking levels. So it's a very social environment, a very social vibe, but it is all about coming to places like this, dropping the pick, and doing exactly what we're doing right now, because it's a lunch-a-lot, gorgeous piece of kit. So centerline access into the engine bay, so you can actually reach the raw water pickups, and they also have an emergency engine-driven bilge pump, but we've got 3 bilge pumps electrically operated throughout the boat. We've got watertight bulkheads forward and aft in this particular boat, and on the center line we just have access to the diesel tank, and the water tanks are on either side below the decks in about this location. But focus your attention on what we see here. This is just so lovely, and it's wonderful to be able to get out of the sun, enjoy the airflow through the opening hatch here, the electrically opening roof here, and then lock it all up when you're moving or when the weather gets cold. And yes, you can install some clears that will actually seal up the back of the boat here as well. So if you want to have it fully sealed for hot or cold and control the climate in here a little bit, you can do. And I also want to point out this design is also available in a flybridge. So I want you to imagine the classic Bertrams, maybe a little bit of Hinkley as well, put it all together, mix it around with some Italian spice, and that's a Toy Marine. And the flybridge looks super, super cool. But I suspect for many of you watching, you're probably going to see maybe a little bit more value in the simplicity of the sedan. So you just got one less area to pack up at the end of the day. So focus our attention just here on the galley. We just have, because we've got the gen set, we've got a 2-burner Bosch hot plate. We've got a hot and cold tap just there. That's a little stopper, but you can also just hold it up in place if you're in rough water. And then we have a freezer, top loading freezer just here. And we have a side loading fridge just in here. You can see my Haribo lollies and the chocolate. Yes, don't tell my mum. Mum, I didn't eat them all, okay? She keeps checking on me as I travel. I've been eating too many lollies. And so we've got some storage under here. We've got drawers, simple drawer just there. Remember, it's a picnic boat. Yes, you can overnight on it, but it's not meant for long periods. A little bit of storage in there. This is all beautifully done on the teak. We'll check out the helm in a second, because I just want to focus on this U-shaped seating area. You are going to utilize this a lot. It's really, really comfortable. We've got good communication with the skipper and the navigator, and this is a wonderful place. A few throw cushions. You've got great viz around the windows. And actually come here and look back, because this is your movable holiday house. This is what it's all about, being able to sit here in a little bit of privacy, because no one can really see you here. You feel great and enjoy views like that. You could just read a book and just sort of laze the afternoon away if you choose. Now this beautiful little teak table here, it's on the high-low. So you can see you've got the high-low leg. This will drop down. We've got the cushion that will pop in on top of that and turn this into a daybed. Underneath me, we have a little bit of storage, but we've also got the air conditioner, the compressor to send the AC forward into the cabins, because it is air conditioned. And underneath this seat, we've got the batteries. So we've got the house crank in this location, and then the genset battery aft. So from a weight distribution point of view, this boat is really nice because we've got the engines in the middle of the boat as well, the fuel tank just here. You do feel like you got a lot of boat in the water rather than on the water. And from a parking perspective or operating solo perspective, it's a lovely boat to drive. It's very predictable, doesn't get overtaken by conditions all that quickly, so you can really boss the parking, look cool, but actually be cool as well because you won't muck it up. Got a couple of speakers just here, and then you've got some lighting, that's LED lighting just here, and this is the opening sunroof. It opens all the way to about this location. If you choose, the sun's a bit strong, so I didn't open it all the way up today. And you've got the centerline hatch just there for ventilation. That's also handy for communication to anyone up on the bow if you're anchoring, dropping or retrieving the anchor. So let's focus our attention on the helm. Simplicity and functionality is a couple of the words I'm going to use. Your sight lines are great. You get a bit of bow raise on acceleration and cruise, but you can trim it all out with the Bennett trim tabs and just sit here and be relaxed. With the diesels, you're going to cruise around at speed somewhere around that 24 knots speed, but top speed we saw up to 33 knots with a load of fuel and people on board. You got this beautiful little teak spot here. We've got some storage. As you can see, we've got our phones and our keys stuffed in there today. We've got the Yanmar digital diagnostics with a whole complement of feed out. We've got a couple of USB-Cs for phone charging there. That's your generator control. We do actually have the Fireboy system in the engine bay, VHF, and then our digital start-stop for the motors, fly-by-wire throttles, the wiper controls here. This one has been optioned with the twin screens, so they're multi-functional displays. We can put whatever we wish on them. We do have a rudder angle indicator and full diagnostics feed out on this Raymarine display as well. Got the windlass operation from here, navigation lights, horn, lovely steering wheel. That's your card insert for the memory for the plotter, and then that is your Raymarine autopilot. And this actually does bow and stern thruster, so you can do it like that or that, and that'll operate both the bow and the stern, or you can just do that, and that will actually do bow or stern individually. That's the on-off button just there. This here is what operates the sunroof, okay? And these buttons on this display, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually allow you to just press the button and it goes to a different preset length or opening for the sunroof. So you can just pop it, crack it, or open it to a greater distance. So underneath this hatch is the storage for all the fenders. That also gives you technical access on the starboard side to the holding tank. You can send the holding tank into the sea or suck it out on the deck. And on the port side, you've actually got your hot water, pressurized hot water tank for the shower out the back and in the head, which we'll see downstairs in a second. This is your main panel, main switch panel for all your breakers and your 12 volt and 240. I think I've covered everything. It's pretty no nonsense, to be fair. Little nook and cranny spot here, like for throwing phones, bits and pieces. No charging in this location. The charging is over there, so you'd be charging phones there and stowing them there. But there are 240 or 110 volt, depending on what part of the world you are, points downstairs, so you can then plug in to your phones, to your devices with the genset running, is what I was trying to say. So moving forward, it's a stylish boat, it's a sexy boat, that's the intention. Yes, I know many of you are going to jump in the comments and say, this is not safe, what about if I'm up on the bow? That's not the idea. The idea is to look cool and feel cool. So if you're dodgy on your feet, don't go forward, all right? But if you are fit and healthy, you're the one who should go forward, and just remember how to do it. Always think, all right, left hand, grab hold, slide forward, like so. It is a low center of gravity boat. It doesn't rock around a great deal compared to others, but when you get to this location, just drop on your knees if you're worried, and then you have this handhold here, and then go to the center line of the boat. It's a little trick to it. It's really nothing to it, but just make sure you pay attention. You can option these boats with a center line grab rail that does look cool, so then that's something for you to move towards and hold on to, or just get your weight low. Basically, it's as simple as that. But just appreciate all this beautiful teak with the grey caulking. It looks so cool. And then we've got this tow rail wrapping around to a beautiful piece of stainless on the bow. The anchor deploys below this. So if I just open, you can see from here and down, it has a raw water chain wash. We've got these pop-up cleats just here, access and emergency exit into the cabin below. Beautiful removable sun lounge just up here on the bow. When this window is closed, you could actually utilize that as a bit of a backrest with some cushions. These windscreen wipers have got the freshwater wash, and they've got a nice overhang, which is noticeable. I've been looking at this thing from the drone all morning. It just adds to the looks. It's just super, super gorgeous. It really is the highlight of this brand. So you've got, for those Europeans watching, you've got fender stowage all the way forward. So if you're doing med style mooring, you can attach a fender from here all the way aft. There's another location just here. And for the Aussies and Americans, we've got a midships cleat. This one's slightly smaller to the forward and aft, so that'll be good for your springers. And you've got rope protection just there. Got another nice little teak trim here. That's diesel in, so that goes into the primary diesel tank, which is 950 litres. Got some nice high quality navigation. That's a red, we've got the green on the other side, and you got your white light just up here. And you can see just simple, clean, up on the roof. I wouldn't go putting roof racks and surfboards and all that sort of stuff on a boat like this. It's just too pretty. I think if you're gonna have your toys, focus on appropriate toys and stowing them in locations that are perhaps down the center line, if that's important to you, or just chuck them here in the cockpit. That'll probably work as well, I think. So I think I covered everything. I think I got all that. Packing up at the end of the day, you could put a cover over these, but I would also, because they're just on Velcro, I would also just hoik them up and just send them in here and then close the back of the boat. They have been designed to be used in that way. So keep things simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, remove them, chuck them in there, get the big ones, slide them in. Same thing for the bow lounge, and then just close the back of the boat and let it get wet. Who cares? I think keep things simple, and then you'll go and do more boating. So from here, it's time to go check out the accommodation. Let's go do it. So we have this companionway teak door that just opens, and this hatch that pops up there, that's got a little magnetic here and spring loaded there. You've got your stereo control here. These light switches control the lights downstairs, but it also does the mood lights, because we've got some mood lights on the floor and down lights, but I'm not using them because they flicker with my camera. So you'll just have to enjoy the Italian sunlight instead. But you come down into this beautiful area. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but we've got what looks like a single bed. It actually expands. Beautiful amount of storage, air-conditioned space, and forward-facing hatches to suck some air down. Beautiful teak floors, but come straight into the master. And I'm actually going to lie straight down, because you lie this way. So this is the way you lie, and then you've got a lot of space. So you can sleep the night, lose my sunnies, on this boat if you choose. We've got a forward-facing hatch just here. We do also have air conditioning venting into the cabin on the port side through that one vent there. So we've got a single compressor on this one. I did see space for a second compressor in that location if that's important. And just get a bit of a feel for the finish. We've got this wonderful teak finish against the white. It looks kind of cool. All these cupboards light up when you open them. You've got the AC control in there. We've got the down lights. We've actually got some speakers in here as well, running off the main stereo fusion system. Leather padded finish on the roof, and more hanging on either side with your nice little reading lights, LED, and your light switches are up here on the roof. And interestingly, underneath us, you don't need to lift the cushions, because we have these drawers and these cupboards all the way around. So you utilize your storage in this way rather than having to get in underneath the cushions. The only area you really want to access underneath is to the bow thruster, which is accessible, and that's forward through an opening hatch just there. You can get into the bilge here. There is a forward bilge pump in that location, and then come through this door. Just love the timber and the black hinges. It's all just very stylish and clean. So this is what I was talking about. So this is another bed. You got AC just there. You got the ventilation from that forward-facing hatch. You even have the little reading light. And we have 240. Actually, come and have a look at this, because any Australian who's watching will recognise this plug, because this boat's going to Australia. So that's very simple. Don't know why the whole world doesn't use those ones, but anyway, maybe that's just me. So this bed is also a little lounging seat like so, but if you just do this and then this, the whole thing, doo-doop, how good's that? So it is, at a pinch, a bit of a family boat if that's important to you, and then you can get rid of it. You basically just push the thing, that's right, just pushes, boom, boom, like so, and you've got little storage nooks. They're just shallow underneath. There is more access into the hull behind. I've had a look, and a big deep drawer just there, and then this would obviously be a good charging station for electronics if that's important. Good place to store shoes. Even wet weather boots would fit down there. And then you've actually got a sump box underneath the floor just here, which takes all your grey water, and then that discharges overboard. But now let's have a look at the head. It's neat, stylish, functional. So electric head macerator into a holding tank. You've got some storage on this side just here. We've got more 240 or 110 depending on what part of the world. That's the toilet operation just there. These pop up just here, so you've got plenty of deep storage, soap, toothbrushes. You've got this fancy tap holder just here, and then this is actually, that's the shower, so that pops out, and then that's the shower mixer just there. And then you've got all of this storage, including your toilet roll dispenser in that location, and then a fixed hull window, another forward-facing opening hatch, down light, and I think there was even, yes, that's right, pass me the camera. You've got some towel hooks just up there, which deploy from behind the door, and then that's magnetically secured in that location. So it's all pretty cool. And then you've got the teak grate, and then there's stainless steel water catcher, which just drains into the sump box and then gets ejected overboard when you're having a shower. All pretty simple, logical, and good looking. That's the boat, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed it. She's an absolute dream boat, in my opinion. Toy Marine, made in Italy, 36, also available in the 39 with outboards. That is also on my channel, so get up there and have a look if you're an outboard kind of guy or girl, because I know many of you watching are. But so if you are wanting to buy something like this and you want to get a deeper dive into the performance and the handling, we're doing that in the next video. We do take her over to the port over there. We run her through a little bit of wind chop, a couple of waves, and get her right up to full speed and practice some maneuvering in different locations. So go ahead and watch the link coming up on the screen pretty soon if that's going to be of use to you. And as I've said before, if you are a buyer and you're wanting some deeper knowledge, I'm making video content and making myself available to answer your questions over on my Patreon. Link is down below in the description. You're all bloody legends, coming to you from beautiful Italy. I love this place and the people and the food and the boating, and I reckon you would too. See you, legends. I'm also going to suggest get the V10 400s. As fun and capable and zippy it is with the 300s, it's perfectly fine. If you've had a go fast, high powered center console day boat and you are just used to the area of operations that you work within and the cruising speeds,